But I thought we'd start with you, Doyle. We are obviously here to talk about Washington, and you're actually in it. Tell us about the mood in the city. How are the plans for the inauguration going? What are people talking about?
Well, Jim, it's great to be with you. I'd rather be in LA. It's a lot warmer than it is here in Washington. I have to say the mood here is impatient and even a little giddy. I printed out a list of the parties that are going to be happening next week for the inauguration. It ran to about 35 pages. As you can all imagine, the competition to get invitations to those parties is cutthroat, but that's obviously not the real reason for the mood. Everybody in Washington is impatient to get going in this new administration in earnest, not just President-elect Obama and his appointees, but in Congress on both sides, Republicans as well as Democrats. There's a huge job ahead of them. The Bush administration has been dead in the water for going on 6 months now. People really want to get going, and that leads me to the answer to your second question: how has the transition been going? You know, I've been in Washington for about 25 years now. I've probably lost my right to claim California nationality by this point. I've been through 3 previous transitions. This transition is unlike any other. If this were a business, you'd call it a soft launch, but there's nothing soft about the circumstances. These are very tough circumstances, very hard circumstances. The Obama administration is up and running, at least on the domestic side. Larry Summers and others have been on the Hill for several days negotiating the size and the shape of the stimulus package, negotiating with Barney Frank and others about the conditions that are going to be attached to the second half of the TARP financial bailout package. This is not the kind of hypothetical administration building that usually happens in a transition. This is real legislation. This is real negotiation. So, you know, everybody has said we have only one president at a time. That's, as you know, that's flat wrong. We've had a co-presidency for the last 2 months. We've had one president for foreign policy, George W. Bush, and we've had a president for economic policy, and that's Barack Obama.